Good afternoon and happy Friday, families. I am Miss Moore, in case you weren't sure who you were seeing and listening to this afternoon. This afternoon, I wanted to make a quick video for your future reference of looking at your students' revision history. I did not know that a lot of parents don't really know this little tip or trick that I like to use to check when I'm checking my students' work. So I thought I'd share with you today. So as you can see, you are looking at my screen. This is my own work from my own slides. So there will be no student work being displayed here. It'll only be my work that you see, my master templates, if you will. And I like showing parents this little trick because it really helps them see, what were you working on in class? It helps them see like, oh, well, this assignment was due, a couple days ago, and I see you haven't been on it since that day that it was assigned. This also helps with students who say, oh my gosh, I did all this work and I accidentally deleted my slides or my all the work that I've done. And then we can go back to restore their their previous, my apologies, version of their assignment. And it's a lifesaver. And we take a nice calming sigh of relief when we're able to reverse our mistake and find it in the revision history. So you are seeing my screen here and my slides. I only filled in this slide here, but your children are graded on the small group study. If they weren't here, they still were required to create these questions based on literal, interpretive, and universal, the answers that they would get. But moving on from that, this video is showing you about the revision history. I'm going to pull my menu up because sometimes when we look, we only see this bar here with the tools and whatnot. But when we show the menu, you can do Control-Shift-F for that little shortcut. It gives us a lot more details. And one of those details is the version history. So you can see that the last edit was 17 minutes ago. I made this little slide really quick for the parents. So you will notice that there is a lot of edits today, but I imagine that the tool will work just the same for you. And you'll notice also the time that your child was last on this as well. So when I click on the time that I was in 17 minutes ago, now it will take you to the slide that you are currently on. But I'm going to move myself over here. Whoosh. But I'm looking at the slide that I did the revisions on. So I'm going to just click on the side here. And you'll notice that I do have some work that I did complete, and it will tell you that this is the current version and that I completed this at 4:15 today. You'll see the very first day that this was actually assigned to, if I was a student assigned to me, was February 24th at 9:35 a.m. This was pulled from my Block 2 group, and I see them around this time. So when I clicked on this slideshow, I was like, oh, I haven't been on this my own document since February 24th. But anyway, so you'll notice that there's nothing here. At the top, there's usually a detailed explanation if we just click that arrow. And you'll notice that at 4:13, I was actively working on my document. At 4:14, you see that I have a nice progression as I'm working. And students were supposed to be looking in their novels, so you may see a minute or 2 or 3 or 4 pass as they are working. But you can tell the difference between the active working and the huge gaps of time where it's like what was going on. Sometimes they're in the bathroom. There's a lot of different things. So just showing you that. I also wanted to show you my next version. So when you see that I have work here, I'm a pretty fast typer. My students are too. So this is not uncommon to see that it's all finished and completed within a minute. But something that I'd like to show you next is the 4:15. It's like magic. All these words popped up. I used another one of my students. I love all my kids. I use one student here to just copy and paste their work. And sometimes that does happen. We love our kids, but they do these things sometimes. And that's when I might have little questions like, did you type it? Like, what? So quick to get all this work done in the time that you did. What happened? What's going on? And usually they might go, yeah, I did. And we just kind of laugh it off. And I'm like, can you not do that, please? Um, but just kind of just showing you that how I'm looking and noticing things. But not uncommon that I'm seeing that students are typing away so quickly because they are pretty fast typers. But you can look at this in any Google Doc. I love using Google Slides. I love using Google Slides for my master's. It's easy. It helps with students who prefer a digital copy versus just using their Springboard book. And sometimes we do just use a digital copy just to get that practice typing in. But this is a way of showing and looking. This is a way of your child showing you, or you going and looking through and looking and seeing their progress throughout the classes. I would also like to show you just one more here. Oh, I popped up. So wonderful. We are actually practicing our performance task. So again, my version history, I assigned this assignment March 30th. You can even see my revision history. I have to go in and fix things all the time. So I'm always fixing things last minute that I'm noticing. But this performance task came from another assignment, and and so you'll notice that March 30th, I was on it working with students. So for today's version history, I just wanted to show you that I typed here, and it told me that, I was working actively at 4:19 p.m. today. In addition to Google Slides, my students often type on a Google Doc their final drafts for their written responses. And so I do have just one more thing to show you, that you can also see the revision history in their Google Docs. It's like magic. I love when I pop up like that. And this is a blank document. This is something that we've been working on actively this week. We started yesterday and today. This is the final draft for the informative prompt, and then this one will be the narrative. So the last edit was 3 hours ago as I was working with my last block of the day. Shout out to block 3. And then even seconds ago, I just clicked and it shows that I was on this document at 4:37 p.m. as you can probably see on my screen as well. So just showing you, I literally just typed in narrative prompt, informative prompt, and then I deleted narrative prompt to give the students a visual because they had a little challenge in ELA today. So if you'd like to inquire with your child about that challenge, I'm sure that they'll be happy to explain to you that I gave them a challenge and they only were able to use a certain amount of characters. Yeah, so I can't wait to check these out to see how well they did with their responses. And then as I stated before, if I accidentally deleted my work, my slide, I can just choose whichever version I want. So this one looks like I accidentally deleted my narrative prompt. I didn't want to do that. I'm going to go back to March 31st. Oh, okay, this is what I want. And all I have to do is restore this version. It will convert it. If I didn't want that after the fact, I can still go back into my revision history, my version history, and click on my work that I wanted to restore. Press restore. And then now I have my narrative prompt, and it will tell me that it was restored. It will tell me about the restored version. Last edit was made a second ago that I did restore my March 31st. I hope this video was helpful. I'm so sorry it was so long. Please feel free, if you've not done so already, just to fast forward through it. Miss Moore likes to run her mouth, and a lot of your kids would agree. Thank you so much for your time and attention. And I do hope that I was able to give you some insight as to how to actively look through your child's work and see how they've been doing and what they've been doing in class. Thank you again for your time. I hope you all enjoy a fantastic, fabulous weekend. It's supposed to be beautiful outside. And take care.